score, 202.
Better hear what I've got to say because you won't get it again.
I'm not an alpha male. I'm not a beta male either. I'm just a better man. Well, put your happiness first, because if you don't, they won't. What up? GYBB Chipole's back. WWDD, what would Dante do? Sexual revolution's being podcasted. I'm in the building. Big shouts to everybody who tuned in. Sorry, y'all. I didn't feel like talking to y'all Sunday. My bad. Shouts. Big Dom, Domino on the wheels of steel in the back.
What's going on, everybody? This week I'm bringing the energy.
Yeah.
Last week I was too sleepy. This week I'm here.
You realize even when you say, I'm bringing the energy, that's how it sounded, you know? Hey, I'm bringing the energy, guys. That's 10. That's up to 10 for Dom. Also, my man, my 100 grand, my motherfucker, my dude in the building, Jonathan Randall in the building, y'all. Say what's up.
Thank you for having me. I'll bring the energy and the excitement, Dominic. Don't worry, I got you covered.
We call Dominic Evil Joe List. Look at him.
I thought Joe List was Evil Joe List.
Big shouts, my man. What's up, John? You ready? You ready to rock?
I'm ready. I'm so excited to be here. Thanks, Dante.
So every once in a while, I like bringing the motherfucker in. Harry's somewhere doing some horse shit.
Okay.
And he probably gonna pop in a little bit later, but we'll see. If he makes it, he makes it. If he don't, he don't. But we just do questions. I was supposed to go live. I'm sorry, y'all. I was tired, man. I'm a big dude. It's hard me dragging my shit around. You know what I mean? I just couldn't. You
couldn't get it together?
I couldn't get it together.
Oh, no.
I just couldn't get it together. But I did. Somebody sent me a Cash App. Even though when somebody sends me a Cash App, I'll know where it is.
Oh, is that the motivation you have to come?
Yeah, well...
I need 3 more Cash Apps or I'm not getting off the fucking couch.
Big shouts to send me some money, goddamn.
Oh, does that mean one came?
No, the one came... Put up my Cash App, Dom. Send me some fucking money. The way I be helping people, you should just be sending me money.
Yeah, I would, but I don't use Cash App because I'm white. Get a Venmo.
Is that a thing you can't... Black people use Cash App?
Yes.
And white people
I feel
don't?
like more minorities use Cash App. White people do. I'm just joking. I have a Cash App, but...
What about Zelle?
It's because I'm a greedy Jew, and I have all of them. So PayPal, Zelle, Cash App, Venmo me.
I don't know whether this went off the rails kind of quick.
I told Dom I had him on the energy.
He does. Dom's like, I'm bringing the energy, guys.
And take 2. No. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to see you, Dante. I love you. You're such an amazing friend.
Thank you, bro.
And mentor and comedian. And
man.
I'm so pumped to be here. I was just like hanging out. You're like, come over. And I was just feeling grateful for you today. Anyway.
Just hit me up on a text.
Yeah, because you've helped me. You've been such a positive presence in my life.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful. And I love you, man. I haven't seen you in too long,
It's been a minute. And I was like, you know what? Why don't I just... Because, sometimes we spend so much time working that we don't, do anything else but work. And, like, again, I'm a big dude, man. I got to drag all this around. I'm like, son.
I know, right? Are there any good places to hang, like right downstairs from your apartment?
No. I live in a Hasidic Jew town.
Oh, okay.
So you might know. I mean, you could probably
maybe.
make a call.
We can find a tunnel over there to hang out in.
You could call.
I'll make a call. I'll put out the G signal.
They have like, instead of Toys R Us, they have a Toys R We.
Toys R We?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
They have a couple of...
That's a good one.
They have a...
Sorry, we're checking circumcisions at the door.
They have a Cold Rock Creamery. They have their own version of...
Okay.
so.
It's a little corny they have to do that. I know, like Israel, their own version of Palestine.
Yeah.
Had to bring it in, sorry.
So just so y'all know, Jonathan is an advocate
for human rights.
For human rights.
Or as Zionists like to call it, a Hamas supporter.
going in heavy. Anyway, so the numbers up 513-202-NERO. Numbers up. Cash App is up. Send me some money, goddammit. I had a I don't want to get too personal because I know you, but you.
No,
just,
I don't want to get too
right.
personal.
I don't want to get too.
It's none
personal.
of your fucking business. No, I'm too open, right? That's what's gonna happen.
But you were having a little problems.
I always have girl problems.
Stop yelling.
Oh, sorry. I'm so loud and excited. Damn it, I'm so excitable.
It's all right.
I'm deaf. I feel like I'm partially deaf. Every time I go to the doctor, I'm like, could you check my ears? I'm too loud. I feel like nothing's wrong with you. Just shut the fuck up.
Dom, you see what energy looks like?
Hey, I'm a mellow guy. That was a lot of energy for me.
Yeah, I know. But I think sometimes when we're in relationships, the obvious answer is the most difficult. The easiest and the obvious answer to the questions are the thing that is mostly counterintuitive. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of times, when it would just suffice us to ask a question, or to ask, what do you think about this? We don't do that because of all types of insecurity and so on and so forth, and like I don't want to get it too personal, but I know you were having a problem, and I'm going to keep it as vague as possible. But you were having a problem, so you had a thing where a comic, you were working with a comic, and the guy kind of attacked you online, and then can I talk about that or no?
Yeah, sure.
So
he attacked me outside the club.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to give the club too much attention, you know?
No,
because,
we won't even say
being even mentioned on your show is like the best thing they would have going for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did get assaulted and a show canceled and sabotaged. Like the whole thing was ridiculous.
Crazy. And then your girl was on vacation, and you kind of felt like she should have been more supportive in some way, right?
Okay, yeah.
And you called me up, and I said, one of the things that y'all were kind of on the outs already, right? Yes. Y'all were kind of on the outs, and she kind of went, and y'all were trying to get back together, but she was on a vacation with her girls, right? And you had this thing, and you kind of wanted her to respond in a specific way that would have comforted you in the context of what had happened, and she didn't really. It didn't add up that way to her, right? And I said to you, was she on vacation? I said she was on vacation, right? And she was with her girls, and she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry that you're going through this, but she was like, we're getting ready to go to the club. Goodbye. I'll talk to you later."
It wasn't exactly like that. But...
The strippers are here.
The dancing bear just got here. Sorry, I gotta go, Jonathan. Go fuck yourself. It wasn't like that. Wow, it totally got way personal. But like one thing I do appreciate about Dante and the advice that he gives is that like a lot of people, like when people are going through romantic issues or heartbreak or having problems, like they really like have a lot of cliches they want to say, or they want
What
to
do you mean like cliches
like, oh, it just didn't work out, there's a lot of fish in the sea, like wasn't meant to be,
dumb shit,
like dumb shit, or are quick to even like just take sides with the person that like they know, like, oh well, she sounds like a bitch or she's horrible. But I think what's the thing that's really helpful, Dante, that you always like challenge like me, and make me see like the negative aspects that I'm bringing into the relationship, because like that's such a problem that there is in almost humanity, that like we're so quick to point the finger to other people, but we really got to look inside of like what we're doing,
And this is also why I'm not famous. Because if I was doing the manosphere and I was just like, these bitches, blah blah blah, then people would follow me. And don't get me wrong, there's times when I do think these bitches, blah blah blah, but I never go these bitches. We got a call. Let's go.
Oh, all right. Someone wants to talk.
What's your name? Where you calling from, family?
Hi, Dante. My name's Malika. I'm calling from California.
Malika?
Malika.
Malika. Hey,
Yes.
Malika. How you doing? How can I help you?
Hi, Dante. I like you. And you and Godfrey. I'm just calling. It's not a relationship issue, so I hope you don't get mad.
No, I won't.
However, I'm calling with a message from West Coast Cam. You're familiar with him,
Yeah,
right?
that's my man. We did the show together.
Okay, could you please? He wants you or Godfrey to contact him because he wants to get on the show tonight and talk about that Lane Jamar and his
Yo,
reuniting.
okay.
Re,
He's got my number, right? He does. He definitely has my number.
ah,
He definitely has
I'm
my
not
number.
for certain.
I'm almost positive.
Wow, this is some crazy networking. Can I get this woman to be my like manager or agent? She's just calling up to try to get other people on the middle of podcasts.
So
Jeez, Malik. What's Malika? Maleficent?
Molly,
What's her name?
Maleficent. Cam, let me see if I have his number. Uh, he's
because
supposed
I
to. With
think he was looking for you and Godfrey numbers, and I think he misplaced them.
Does he spell it with a K or
Damn,
or C?
email a motherfucker.
A K.
Cam. Um, shit, yo, Joe, if I take her offline, can you give her my number?
Could she
Oh,
message you on Instagram or something?
Well, Malika, go on my Instagram and send me.
oh,
We should send her on like a scavenger hunt.
but I don't actually have Cam's phone number.
Oh, I
but
got
you're
it.
saying,
I
like,
got it. Tell him. Just can you get in contact with him or what?
when he goes
Oh,
live
only when he goes live.
today, he'll probably go live around 7 or 7:30.
All right, I'll tell him I'll call him. I'll call him. If not, I'll I'll tell him I'll call him or I'll send him
An email.
Message. I'll send him a message.
A text. A
Or
fax.
I'm pretty sure I got his number. So
We're gonna fax him.
yeah, we'll when we talk about it, we'll have him. He can call in.
Okay, yeah. So it'll be either 7 or 7:30 Pacific Standard Time.
So
Okay.
how's your relationship, Malika? Since you're
Actually, I am not in one.
and why would that be, Malika?
Actually, because I'm not actually. Oh gosh, you turned it on me. I wasn't in one. Because I'm not actually actively dating right now.
So and there's nobody interested.
Well, you gotta be out there for someone to be.
Okay.
Do you? How out there? What's it like in California? Jeez.
You gotta be like actively, hanging out and going to places to kind of meet someone.
And you're not doing that.
What, they don't have
Correct.
Walgreens out there?
And you're not doing that and you think that's why you don't have somebody.
Gosh, I wasn't even ready for this
You
conversation.
see, you gotta be careful when you call up.
I know, right?
Well, good question. I'm just like, don't get me wrong. There have been, guys do approach me,
Okay.
but not my type.
Okay, so let me and when you say type, you mean physically, the way they look, how they are, what's not your type? Or what is your type?
Well, I should clarify this. So, of course, whether you're a man or a woman, it's always, 9 times out of 10, it's the physical that gets you, and it's not the physical attraction that I,
So you say men or women, so you rock both ways? You clam bash?
No, I don't. No, I don't rock both ways. No,
Okay, all
let me
right.
I just can't make up my
clarify.
mind. That's why I'm single.
You know?
No, I like men. I'm
Right.
just saying. Yeah, I'm heterosexual.
Okay.
Okay, don't get too defensive about it.
I'm saying
Jeez.
that whether it's a man or a woman,
The physical. So you're
it's
saying you
always
Oh,
the
you're saying
physical
men
that-
care about the way women look? That's bullshit.
you're saying you haven't found anybody that you are physically attracted to that hasn't hit on you. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yes and no.
I
So
don't know
if
what
I
that
do
means.
if I do get guys that I am attracted to that hit on me, I always get young guys like in their 30s, and
Okay.
that's way too young for me because I feel like, oh, I could be your mother,
And
or
why?
I'm
You mind me
and I'm
asking
like,
what? How old you are? If that's a problem, you don't have to answer. But what do you think
oh
is too?
no, I'm 52.
Okay, and you got and so let me and you got a couple of 30-year-olds that want to knock it down. Somebody wants to knock the dust off, and you don't
Yeah,
want
you
to.
don't want your groove back.
You
What's
don't want
going
to.
on?
You would.
No, that feels I like that's I'm auntie status, like our
Yeah.
mommy like, ugh, that's disgusting to me.
Why
I don't
is that?
want,
Why is that disgusting? That somebody would find you physically attractive. Why is that disgusting?
I didn't, not that they find me
Well,
physically
you
attractive, but
said it.
that,
I didn't say it.
okay, let me rephrase it. Not that anyone finds me physically attractive is disgusting. It's disgusting to me if I was trying to like date someone in their 30s. That's way, I feel that's like
Why? But why? I'm
way
curious. Why?
too young for me.
Why? I mean, that you don't get
I
me wrong. Wait,
I
let me
almost
wait.
feel like that's
Malika, stop.
pedophilia.
You fucking a
Like a
30-year-old dude is not
Yeah, you're
pedophilia.
not
Stop.
trying. They're coming to you. It's not like you're hanging out.
Not only that, but my point is, look, you could feel that. You could say that that's you think it's too young or whatever. But then I would ask you why? Why? Why is it? Why is it icky? Why is it unattractive
It's
to you?
icky because I feel like a chomo.
What's a
If I
chomo?
was to, oh, that's what that's the word people a child molester.
Yeah,
That's
Oh
but
what
wow,
they
I
would
never
say.
heard that.
I never heard. Oh, chomo. I get it. But but you know that a 30-year-old
Jeez.
is not a child. You know that.
I know,
So
I
then what?
know,
I don't. What you're saying is absurd. That you would think
but
that somebody 30 years. Look, I can understand that you might feel a certain way about something. My point is, my question is why. So, first of all, do me. Are you subscribed on Godfrey's channel?
yes, I
Are
am
you subscribed on my channel?
correct.
You subscribe to my channel as well.
Just today because I
Okay.
needed to reach out to you
Oh,
for
when you
Uh,
him.
need
uh,
something.
uh,
Maybe that's why you're single.
what I want to say is, well, let me just say this real quick. Anybody who's on Godfrey's channel is listening, please do me a favor and subscribe on my YouTube channel, my Man School channel, or my Dante Nero channel, whichever. But let me say this. One of the things that I talk about all the time is that we all have feelings, right? But
Mhm.
we need to have a direction and a destination for our feelings. Like we shouldn't just feel something. We should know why we feel it. And if you make a statement that's as drastic as if I'm dating a 30-year-old man, why if I ask you why do you think that way, you should be able to tell me why you think that.
I just told you I would
No,
feel like a
yes,
chomo.
but
Chomo.
It's a perversion. It's a perversion to me.
why do you
For me,
think it's a perversion?
because I feel that's like way too young for
You
me.
why
That's why.
why do you think it's way too young? You're just going around in circles. I need a real answer. Why do you think that you do understand that a 30-year-old man is a grown ass man, right?
I do know that, but the age difference, I feel that is too big of a gap, and I wouldn't want to be involved with a man. I'm not calling him a child, but in my mind, I feel that's too big of a gap for me, and I would not feel comfortable with that
Okay,
because
and why?
at
Well,
52,
can I
at
ask?
52, I would feel like that's my
Now, can I,
nephew or that could have been my son that
okay,
I birthed that
it's
age.
not your son and it's not your nephew. My point is it because of what it looks like outside? What other people would think? Is that what you're worried about?
No, because I don't care what other people think. It's just how I feel. Like that for me, I'm just like, no, I'm not cool
What's
with
the
that.
youngest that you feel comfortable with?
It's 30. What about 39?
The youngest I would feel comfortable with is probably like maybe 5 to 6 years younger than me.
Okay, so 45 would be okay with
Yeah.
you.
I
Okay.
can't believe you turned this on me,
What
Dante.
about, because I'm good at this. That's why.
I
Um,
can't believe this.
it's because I know how to talk to women. See, and if I was in
Oh God.
Cali, we would have a long discussion about this.
What about a guy that was 70?
Oh heck no.
And why? Because you would feel like a choma. Like you'd
You
No,
think he
that
was a
that's
chomo?
grandpa status. That's
okay.
like no way.
Okay. So 45 is
You could be a
okay.
grandma too.
45 is
Fo-
okay. 40.
45 to I would say probably like maybe like 60, 62.
Okay. All right. Okay. I guess so. I just think yeah, I would really like to. I'd like you to do this, and I mean I'll be back on live next Tuesday. If you could call in next time, I want you to think about this and then call back. Tell me why you think it. What is the reason why you think? Why is that comfortable? Why is 45 comfortable, but 40 is not comfortable? Or why is 45 comfortable and 39 is not comfortable? Like at what point in time? Because I think sometimes we limit ourselves by based on we have these ideas or ideologies about how we perceive age and connections in people. And when you really get down to it, right? It is a full package. What I'm saying is we look at the full package. So you could say, oh, I love a guy who I like a guy the right age is 52 or 48 or whatever. And then but he's 42, 52, and he's selfish like a 12-year-old, or you could have a guy who's 30 who could be really mature and really and likes you and finds you attractive and makes you feel beautiful and I think that sometimes I'll give you an example. I have a thing when if ever I'm dating somebody and a woman says to me, I don't have sex on the first date, right?
Hmm.
I will end the date immediately. And I'll explain to you why. Because you as a woman have these preconceived notions and these rules and things that you put into place, right? That have nothing to do with me. That you're literally basing these rules on the things that you had in the past. And I'm not looking at you as somebody who, an idea as if that you're somebody who I've known in the past. I'm giving you a real open and honest shot at being dope and impressing me and me feeling you and being intimate. And if I have these ideas that block that, then I'm never going to see you for what you really are because of preconceived notions that I've already blocked. So I can't, that I can't look past that. Like I have this thing I say, I don't mind not fucking, I mind can't fucking. Meaning, if we're together and we're going out on a date and we're vibing and and it takes us to this intimate place, right?
Hmm.
If you're not mature enough to kind of recognize that you should go with this because you think that I'm exceptional or that the vibe that I'm putting out fits, right? How can I
Hmm.
trust you to feel what needs to be felt in the future if you're just going to have these rules? So what I'm saying is I don't mind somebody saying we don't have sex on the first date because we don't vibe. I do have a problem if we are vibing, especially at 50 years old, that you don't that you at this point in your life you can't even recognize that we have a connection that's special. And I have no problem you saying, well, I'm just not comfortable right now. That's something totally different. But if you have something that you're saying, I'm not going to do this because I have this hard, fast rule, then there's a problem. I have a problem with that because what
Well,
you,
Dante, I had said in the beginning, that's okay. It's like a preference. At the end of the day, it's a preference. Like some people prefer, maybe a 5'9" blonde, blue-eyed woman as opposed to, maybe a brunette, brown hair, and they could both be beautiful. But it's all about preference.
I agree.
And
I'm
my
just saying.
preference is that I don't care to date someone younger than
I
me.
get it. I get it. I'm just saying you might be missing out on something that might be really different than you're accustomed to because of the fact that you've already discluded this person from your life when you could have. I'm just
I
a
agree.
thought.
I hear what she's saying about having preferences, but I think there's something more about being alone and like existing in this world and seizing the opportunities that present themselves, and like being in the moment and trying to enjoy and share life and not put these restrictions of things that we don't think that are good enough without even exploring them and finding out for ourselves.
Because I see this a lot of times, especially like with older women. Older women will go like they'll have their kids and their kids will be grown, and then they'll be like, "I'm going out," and then the kids will be like, "Ew, yeah, that's got like, you're a woman." You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be a woman until the day that you die, and you're gonna have your needs until the day you die. And I'm just saying, life is short. And I'm not saying you have to, like, you should go hard and fast, but I'm saying have a coffee with a young dude and see what you think. Why
I'm
not?
not doing that.
Okay, all right. I'm just saying you might be missing something that might surprise you.
And that possibly could be true. But that's not me. You know how you know what you know. You know what you know.
That is absolutely not true.
Well, she definitely don't know 30-year-olds.
That is absolutely not true. You don't know unless you know. I mean,
Well, I know. Okay, let's say this. I know I'm a heterosexual woman, and I'm not bi and not lesbian, and
agreed.
that's somewhere I don't want to go. So I know what I know.
Agreed, but that's also that you're also limiting that because you don't want to cross that line.
Yeah, would you rather be with like a 50-year-old lesbian or a 30-year-old guy?
A 30-year-old guy. Now, come on.
Well, see.
Okay,
well,
hey, there we go.
There you go.
We got over your
Malika,
chomo.
do me a favor.
Chomo! I can't believe I never heard of chomo
I never
before in
heard
my
of it
whole
either.
life. It seems like the most
Okay,
obvious thing
you
right
guys-
now.
You guys don't look at enough
Child pornography?
prison podcasts, because that's what people in jail call child molesters, chomos.
Okay,
Okay.
well, I'm
All
really
right.
showing
Malika,
my whiteness, though.
Thank you for calling in. I appreciate you, sweetie. All right.
Oh, thank you, Dante. It was fun.
All right. Talk to you later.
And fuck a 30-year-old or your friend can't come on Godfrey's show.
I just, it's so, like that, the initial stuff, the interest, the thing that attracts you to somebody is never the thing that keeps you. There's so much more to relationships and interest in people than just this cutoff thing. I just think that's weird. 513-202-NERO. Send me some money, goddammit.
Right, they're afraid, especially women. A lot of women feel like used and hurt and abused.
But that, I don't even think that's
even with that, protect themselves.
I don't even think that's the case. I think what it is I think most of the time it's because people they don't like how it looks. Like, how does this look on the outside? Okay. Is this am I going to be judged?
Are they going to think poorly of
Yeah. And it's what's crazy is.
But there are dudes that will.
Dude, I know. Like when I was in like 30, I love a little. Micah, I love a Milfenstein, man. Are you kidding me? I remember. I was 20 when I was dating this chick. She was 43, right?
Okay, wow.
And man,
no, I'm out. No.
And so I remember. I'm gonna say it. We got a call. Well, too bad.
Okay, maybe after.
What's your name? Where you calling from, family?
Hi, I'm Sean. I'm calling from upstate New York.
Hey, Sean, what's going on? How can I help you?
Okay, so this isn't pertaining to me, and it's so
is this about Cam?
No, not at all.
Okay.
And it must be something sent because I always miss your lives.
Okay.
So this was meant.
Okay.
So I have an aunt who is 50 years old. She'll be 51 the end of this year.
Yeah.
She is currently, I guess you could say, dating
Okay.
a young man that's in his early to almost mid-30s.
Okay.
She likes him. She's having fun with him. It's been, I'll say, about almost 2 years now.
Wow. Okay.
And she keeps saying that she loves him. He is showing her something different that she's never had
Right.
her whole 50 years of
That
living.
hard ass
But
dick. I'm playing.
well, that too, but outside of the intimacy and the sexual part,
Right.
she's just they're enjoying each other.
Right.
Her kids are grown. She has grandkids. He
Right.
has younger children.
Nice.
She said that's kind of an issue, but not really. But her thing is, she says that he is not her person, meaning she still wants to get married. She still wants to have, that whole family dynamic, not having, any more children or anything like that.
Right.
But she says that he is not her person.
She
And
feels
so
like
I'm like,
she
well,
wants that picture of her growing old with somebody her age or whatever, something like that.
correct.
Okay.
Yes, and not only that, the physical attribute, he is not what she typically would go for. Like, it's like night and day, like complete night and day. So, like she says, she's not embarrassed of him or anything like that. He's a nice looking guy, and I like him. He's very, very nice, very sweet. But I'm like, once you, quote unquote, maybe start dating other people and find your so-called person, somebody's going to get hurt. And she's like, well, no, nobody's going to get hurt. But they spend, when I tell you, every waking moment together when they're not working and taking care of, their day-to-day responsibilities.
Right.
But she's like, no, nobody's going to get hurt. And I'm like, but how do you have room to let someone else come in when you're giving all your time, literally every single moment of free time to this person? Like, how do you make room for someone else? And not only that, if this man is setting this young man, well, compared to her, a young man, is setting the bar so freaking high.
Yeah, how does somebody
how
else
does
come
that
in?
work?
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm gonna tell you something, and this is gonna sound harsh, but I'll give me a chance to explain it.
Oh, yep, go right on ahead.
Women don't know what they want; their pussy does. Okay.
Ooh, okay.
So what I mean by that is we can have an idea, the prodigal idea of what we want it to look like, right? I want a guy, like if you like, God bless the no name above his Kevin Samuels. It'd be like high value man who this and that and this and that and the other. But the reality, and this is why I always had a problem with Kevin Samuels, because life just doesn't happen that way. Like love and living in life is messy, right? And it's never just what we put down on a piece of paper. I want a guy who makes $100,000 a year, who's a doctor, who's this, who's that, and that dude a lot of times is the cornball, right? And so you marry this dude, and then you got some dude who lives with his mom, and he's sleeping on a futon in his mom's basement. And he's knocking the vertebrae out the back of you. So you know what I'm saying? So the idea that you could reduce emotions to this sanitized thing where we just understand women find men attractive because it's a visceral thing, and intimacy is something that just kind of happens. And so but you're absolutely right. She's not, if she wants to find this other guy who I guess is older. I'm assuming that the guy is overweight. Is that what it is?
No, he's not overweight at all. He's just, okay, I guess I could put it like this, just from me looking from the outside in, but knowing what she has told me, like, she's beautiful, brown skin, like brick house, Amazon, beautiful, body, face, everything. He is a white boy.
Okay.
Cute.
Right.
Cute white boy, got himself together, nice looking, you know what I mean? Like, very nice physique, everything, but smaller, but the complete.
But here's the problem. Like, it's one of the things that you said is really interesting is, where does she fit this other guy in her life if she's spending all her time with this dude?
Correct. But there is no other guy right now.
Exactly. And it won't be. It won't be, because her coffee cup is full. You ever go to the diner and every time your coffee cup is like half full, the waitress comes around and fills it up for you, right? But if your coffee cup is full, there's no room for nobody else. And so she's yapping about what she wants, and that's not what it is. If this dude is on his job, there's just not going to be no room for nobody else. And all this stuff that she's taking, because the intimacy, like how does she remove him from her life to chase something that she doesn't even have within some fictitious idea of what she thinks she could have? It's just not going to happen. It's not. It's not.
Right.
And if she does leave and she hurts his feeling, you give her a week, 2 weeks, she'll be back again. I have that.
Back what, with him?
Yeah,
or
she'll be
just
back with
coming
him.
Back to
She'll
herself?
be back with him in a week or
Okay.
so. Listen, I have. So I'm really a thoughtful guy, right? I will talk and I will ask questions and I remember things, and so like I know your bra size, I know your panty size, I know whether you like boy shorts or thongs. I know, as I'm getting to know you, I'm literally doing a serial killer profile on you so that you have what you want even when you haven't asked it. If you say, if we're casually talking and you say you love jazz, right? And then, oh, really? What? Casually, I'll be like, well, what kind of jazz you like? And you, oh, I like so and so, and you name a name, something. I'm gonna take a note of it and put it in the back of my head. And now, when you want to go something, I'm gonna go and get tickets for something that you never even thought you told me about, but you told me, and I took note of it, and then we're there. Now, you could take that for granted all you want until it ain't there. I have girls that I have dated in when I was 19 who still call me when things, yo, what's up?
Wow.
What you been? I just saw you online. My daughter, she moved out the house. I'm so happy. She graduated from Harvard, and I'm like, yo, you want some dick? And they're like, oh, you're so crazy. You always so crazy. Yeah, but do you want some dick? Well, now that you ask, because that's why you're calling. Because you haven't found somebody.
Didn't go to Harvard, but it's a valedictorian. Sorry, stupid dick joke.
What I'm saying is, you compare people, and when people don't surpass your expectations, right? You ruin somebody. So this little white boy is ruining her.
But he knows. But the thing is, what I can say is the transparency and honesty on her end and his end. Like, she has told him from the beginning, like, you're not my
you're not my thing,
ideal, all that, and he knows that, but like I try to explain to her, he's now the things that you want him to look like and do, he's going to do. So much so to where now he's lifting
Black
weight,
girlfriend effect.
he's getting buff. And not only that, like, it's to where when I tell you, like, they look like night and day, they have been out in public, comedy shows, out just wherever, and they look so opposite to where other guys have, like, tried to approach her, like, to talk to her, like, yo, what's up? And to where he had to intervene, like, nah, she with me. Oh, okay, my bad. You know what I'm saying? My bad, much respect. Like, so it's like, whoa. But things like that are, like, turning her on. And I'm like, that's good and all, but however.
What do you mean? Because other guys want to, but everybody want a shot, but everybody can't fill those shoes.
Right, and I don't think it's the fact that, like, other guys try to talk to her, no, because she gets that often.
Right.
It's the fact that, okay, this young guy looks completely different from me. We look like night and day, like Mutt and Jeff, and he knows how to hold his own respectfully.
Right.
Other guys are respecting that, like, oh, my bad, partner, you know what I'm saying? My fault, she with you, you know what I'm saying? It's like that.
Yeah.
But with the honesty and transparency part, like I keep explaining to her, are you telling that to him to try to convince yourself to keep saying,
she's already got, and she don't know it.
She should be happy with what she got, but I don't understand what's in it. What do you care? What, like, do you like the guy?
No, what's your question, should I say?
So my question is, and it's funny because I've been talking to her all day about we need to get together, because you know how sometimes you're in something to where you don't see it, and it's like I want her to basically she's not delusional, but like, auntie, like, I really want you to see, like, if you don't start distancing, yourself just a little bit, falling back, like, somebody is going to get hurt in the long
sweetie,
run.
mind your business. I'm gonna tell you, mind your business, and here's why.
Oh, but we're open with each other. Like
I get it, but I'm saying, here's what I'm saying. She's already cooked, and just don't know it.
Mm-hmm.
She's already cooked. There's nothing you're gonna say, and if she does fall back, it's only a matter of time until she's back in the game again.
Once you go white, don't put up a fight.
You can't.
So you thinking I should mind my business only because
this.
in it?
I'm telling you, this is gonna play out the way it's gonna play out.
Right. That's true.
And whatever you say or whatever you don't say, it's because this is a visceral thing. Her attraction to him. You could have somebody who looks exactly that you like, where you would draw the person that don't make that person. People don't stay together just because of the looks. Yeah, if you're attracted to them, they get more leeway. But if somebody is still a trash human being, they get ugly. And the person who keeps hitting the nail on the head is the one that and then you make a comparison. So let's say they break up, and then she gets a black dude who's more what she wants or what she perceives herself at, and then the dude doesn't live up to the expectation because he's already set the bar high.
Right, and that's my thing too. I want to tell her, listen, just be with them, give them a chance. Like at the barbecue, the family, the fish fry that's coming up, the barbecues that's coming up. Everybody gonna look a little like, well, who that? But then they'll get over it.
But you know how black people do. Black people, if you're a cool white boy, black people will always invite you to the barbecue. We do that. We do that a lot of times when we shouldn't do that. So so there's that. But my point is this. There's not all this talking about it is bullshit, because he's putting in the work anyway, and there's nothing she could do about it.
Well, I just want to really tell her, why don't you just give it a chance? Like, I know he's younger.
You don't even have to tell her that, because she's giving it a
2 years.
chance.
It's more than a
2
chance.
2 years, and he's knocking it out the frame, and he's doing all the right things. She's giving it a chance, and if she walks away from it, every guy after that she will compare to him, right? And then she'll end up leaving him. And
she probably likes it and doesn't want to admit it, that she's dating some a young white guy.
Maybe not. If that might be the problem. I'm not even saying. What I'm saying is, people don't stay together just because they're attracted to each other. That's just part of it. It has to be more to it than that. I know.
Yeah, it's deep. It's real deep. Like, and even I'm in my early 40s. And it's like, oh my gosh, like I've never even met a man like that. And it's sad to say, no one is perfect, but to be, and she's a woman of a particular age. We're not too far apart in age, but
but he's attentive and he's paying attention.
Yes, very much so. And I guess he's that type of person overall, because I've heard that from somebody else. Not
here's the thing,
girlfriend, but just him as a person.
If he's not, it'll fall. This is why I say real game is no game. No matter if you full of shit, it all falls apart. Well, don't come out when the wash comes out in the rinse. So if you're not really that dude and you're portraying yourself, nothing is worse than incongruent. The woman likes less than incongruency. That you saying you this dude, but you showing something else, because it makes me not trust you. And if I can't trust you, I can't love you. You understand?
Right.
And so all this yapping around, or y'all meeting up, you wasting your time. This is gonna go the route that it's gonna go. And how about this? It could be a situation where the relationship changes and they start to drift apart. That could happen even if he's a great guy.
Yeah, I'll probably meet a young white girl.
That could happen no matter what. That could happen even if you're both doing the right thing. But to be 52 years old and not to ride this ride all the way to the end, it's just absurd. And there's nothing you're gonna do or he's gonna do, or maybe it's gonna happen the way it's gonna happen.
Right.
And if they're open and honest, then at least if it does come to an end, they don't have to be angry about it. They can part and say, man, this was dope. I had a ball, and it's time to move on. Period.
Okay. I like how you put that end part on it. I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah.
Like, two people could amicably really just like, okay, like you said, you know what, it was fun while it lasted,
Yeah,
put the period on it.
I've been with women who I thought were great women that it just didn't work out because of the circumstances, and I just respect them who they are, and I always cherish them and whatever, and sometimes even still speak to them, but it just wasn't in the cards because the timing things didn't line up,
Right.
So
Yep, that makes perfect sense.
I wouldn't even worry
appreciate you,
about it.
Dante.
I wouldn't even worry about it, honestly.
No, I'm not. But like I said, we open and honest with each other like that, and sometimes when you can't see something that the other person can see because you're in it kind of thing. It was sort of like that.
Sure. But listen, and the only way what you say is going to matter is if you start fucking her. And that ain't going to happen. So.
Oh, no.
Right. So she's in it. She's in the thick. So those decisions she's making are going to be, and if she ejects too quickly, she ain't going nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been with women who I know I got a chick's number. Like, I know you, and she was like, well, I could leave. All right, well, good luck with that. See how that works out. See what it is to be out there with the wolves, in the cold winter with no fire and no fireplace. Go ahead, see how that works.
Now, Dante, if you don't mind me asking, are you in your 50s, 40s?
I'm 56.
He's 22.
56, okay.
I'm 56.
Okay, so you're a man of a particular age.
Am I
too,
56?
You're old enough. Hey, Harry's here. What up?
Yeah, I'm 56. What up, Harry? Yeah, I'm 56. But I'm a little bit different 56 though. I'm a little bit different.
A lot different.
Yeah, I've been following
He's
you
a lot
for
different
long
of a
time.
56.
Yeah, it's a different 56. But thank you, darling. Thank you for
Well,
calling.
thank you.
Are you subscribed on the YouTube on my YouTube channel?
I sure am.
Okay, thank you, darling. Thank you so much for calling. All right.
Thank you. You guys have a beautiful night.
All right, bye-bye. Yo, what's up, Harry? Harry's in the building.
What I missed? Did we help everybody? Did we fix all the
Everybody's
relationships?
fixed. All the relationships are
Just
fixed.
some nosy woman getting all up in her friend's face.
Shut
boy.
up, Jonathan. Stop fucking with my people. Yeah, man. It's crazy. The telephone number's up. 513-202-NERO. Number's up. Cash App. Send me some money, motherfuckers. I ain't getting no fucking Cash App.
What?
This is weird.
Where are my people? Send some money.
Your people, like fans or Jews? What do you mean, Jews?
Jews.
You're calling out for all the Jews. Listen,
All
we
the
need them.
Jews,
We
I
need them.
know.
Oh man. So we're that's just who are we helping? Who are we helping? What are we doing?
It's
I'm ready to
easy.
do it.
How are
I'm
you?
ready
Are
to do
you
it.
okay, Harry?
I'm doing
I
great.
heard you came from a memorial or
I
something.
did. I came from a memorial
How's
service.
your emotional state?
I'm okay. It was a comedy memorial, so it was fun
Hilarious.
and I killed as the
did
host.
you?
So yeah,
Oh,
it's
you
weird.
hosted a memorial.
Yeah, you always want to kill, no matter what it is, as a comedian. It doesn't matter if it's a birthday toast. Like you got to kill.
Right?
We
Did
got another
did
call.
enough people die already?
That's true. That's a good point.
We got to
Make
call.
them wait.
Shut
No.
up. Stop talking over me, Jonathan. What's your name? Where you calling from, family?
Oh, it's Trey from San Diego.
What up, Trey? What's going on? How can I help you, baby?
Hey, well, I'm sorry. It's not really a relationship question, but it was. I was wondering, did you know Sheree Hayes? Because he was making the media rounds, and he was talking about he was a stripper, and he's around your age. So I was just wondering if you knew him.
Did he?
The Punisher. The Punisher.
Yeah, I
is his
know.
name.
Yeah, we talked about the Punisher.
So,
Oh, you talking? Okay.
here's
well,
what's.
I'll go back and watch the episode then. Was it last week?
I'll tell you. So Punisher. I gave. This is wild. I gave Punisher his first assless chaps.
Nice. Well-
I gave him his first.
In all fairness, all chaps are assholes.
Yes,
That
sure,
is what
sure.
makes them chaps.
Yeah, okay. So I gave him his first chaps, and he was like a little shorty. He was like my man, and dudes were not. So I remember like we've connected since then because he's been I think he still strips.
Well,
I
he's
didn't.
still banging, that's for sure. Well, I guess.
Yeah, well, but a dude, he was doing a show at the Encore Comedy Club in Queens, was one of the biggest clubs in the Encore, and some dude wouldn't pay him, like, so he did a performance, and he was like, man, so my name was Mandingo, his was the Punisher, and I gave him the chaps, and I think I gave him the harness. He had like a S&M harness, and then he bought this mat. You know, he used to wear like the S&M mask with the zipper, and
Oh wow.
And he, you know, he was like, man, Dingo, they won't pay me, and I was like, who won't pay you? Come with me. And I went into this club and smacked this dude in the mouth. I smacked this dude in the mouth to get his money. Yeah, so Punisher's he's my man. He's really, really close. I should bring him. Let me see if I can get him on the podcast too. Bring him on, guys.
We had him on before. We had some of your other friends.
He's making his media rounds, so I was just
yeah. I should bring him on. I'll bring him on Godfrey's and see what's up. I didn't even think of that. But we were actually really. It's funny you had to when you said Sheree, I was like, all I know him is Punisher, you know. So. Yeah. That was my man. Really good dude. Really, really good dude. I think it was a.
That's dope.
He was a teacher too. I think for a while. He was a.
Teacher by day, stripper by night.
Yeah, he was a teacher, man.
It was a different time.
Hey, he had to make the money.
Well,
man.
this was before OnlyFans. Now all the teachers got the OnlyFans page.
And I think if I'm not sure, I think his father kicked him out of the house because he was stripping. I think. I don't know if he mentioned that, but I think he was like, his father was like religious and kicked him out of the house. And he was, you know, but yeah, that's my man. That is absolutely my man.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'd love for y'all to get him on the podcast.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. I'm going to call him and get him to come. So that's a good idea, man. I didn't even think about it. But thanks, man. Thanks for calling in, bro.
All right, later, y'all.
All right. Yeah, that's crazy. That's just funny. I also had a dude, good friend of mine, who he did some federal time because he was selling guns in the 90s, and two of the guns that he stole ended up in the with the 9/11 dudes.
The hijackers?
Yeah, like
really? Wow.
One of the guns got traced back to him, and he ended up doing Fed time.
You and I have very different friends.
You think
also,
so?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what the closest thing I have. I think one of my friends got busted for shoplifting some cookies one time, but that was it.
Yeah, nah. We got a call. Let's go.
Oh, hey.
What's your
Hey,
name?
Dante, this is Natalie from, yes.
Hey,
Michelle
Natalie.
from Los Angeles.
Hey,
Sorry.
Natalie. How you doing?
Good. I called you about 2 weeks and a half ago I lied about a situation attending a Kendrick Lamar concert, and I've been hooking up with a younger man.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember me.
Yes, I do.
Refresh us a little. I wasn't there for that. What was the lie you told? What happened?
I basically told him I was going to a Kendrick Lamar concert
Yes,
to
I
get
do
out of a
remember
date
this.
with him.
Yes.
And I called Dante Nero to see if it was.
I love how you say my whole name.
Should I be? You're so cute, by the way. I find you very attractive. It's great. Like
you are digging.
You're attractive.
You are digging a ditch you don't know. You won't be able to scratch
Oh,
your
boy.
way out of.
Oh,
This is
no.
how
Doesn't
this is
she
how
have
Dante-
enough guys
Yeah.
already? What the hell?
This is how Dante's first baby happened, by the way. The exact same thing here.
Wait, she's calling about cheating on one guy and hitting on
Shut
Dante
up,
while she's doing it?
Jonathan.
Sorry.
We having a moment.
I've never ever cheated on anybody.
So anyway,
ever.
I'm cute. Go ahead. Keep going.
Good for
Okay.
you.
So I came clean, and he was like, "Oh my God, thank you so much." You know, he's like, "This conversation could have been a lot worse,
Right.
a lot worse."
Right.
And then he was talking about his day,
Right.
what he's been up to, and I was like, "Okay, cool." And so then he was telling me, like, in the conversation, he's like, "I care about you very deeply," and I was like,
Nice.
"Okay, cool," you know, vice versa. And then because I haven't seen him in a minute because I've been counseling. And I was
You've been
like,
counseling.
"Hey."
You've been counseling with him.
Yes, because here's the thing. I have a dance background, and every Saturday I go to a dance class very early in the morning. And if he wants to come
So
through
you're a
on
dancer.
Fridays, I have to.
So you
Not
Dante,
like that.
trying to
no,
help.
but no, but I mean, what kind of dance do you do? Tell me.
Oh boy.
I did a lot of ballet, a lot of
Oh,
contemporary jazz,
ballet.
and a lot of modern jazz. So if
Wow.
I don't get that, if I don't get that need met, I'm
Right.
sacrificing something for something that's not. He's not filling my cup.
Right, and
Because
you
this
don't.
is the boyfriend. This is the main boyfriend, the dancing,
Right.
So, and then I build resentment. So I was like, that's why I've been canceling.
Okay.
And I don't think he understands it because he doesn't have a discipline like that.
Right.
And
Did you try to
I
explain it to him,
understand-
like that's why you're canceling?
Well, here's the thing. I'm getting to this point. So I was like, at the very end of the conversation, things got really quiet, and there was a lot of like, and he was like, I know what that means. And I was like, yeah, do you want to have, phone sex? Because we have really great phone sex.
Right.
And he was like, I don't know, he got really cautious at the end, and he said something about I would rather wait for the real thing. And then I was like, well, we can do this and do the real thing. And then he was like, and then I said, you really hold yourself back from doing things that you want to do. And I was like, I'm so confused right now.
Okay.
And then he said, you know what? I just went limp. And he was like, goodbye. And I was like, goodbye. And he hung up the phone.
Oh, that's weird.
Take in mind, very weird. Take in mind, in this conversation, he told me, because we were talking about body parts, he told me that he had a small penis. And I was like, no, you don't. Like, stop. Don't ever fucking say that.
What is small?
Ever. Huh?
What? No, I'm playing with you. Listen,
I was like, don't ever fucking say that. And, he told me my boobs need to be bigger, my arms need to be bigger. And, like, I've heard that before, but I'm
Okay.
not taking anything personally.
What do you
So
like
I
about this
went
guy?
ahead-
What's special that you want to continue this? Because this sounds like a whole bunch of reasons to not keep seeing this guy. What is it that you like that
let me, because you don't know the whole story.
I don't.
So
Yeah.
let me give it back. What's interesting about this is she likes him a lot.
Yeah.
And he was very apprehensive about her, to the point where he actually would be talking about how other women that are hot. Oh, I met
2
I saw
years
this,
ago.
and this girl is hot and this and that, and then she was feeling insecure. And what's interesting is, to me, is that the minute that you've set boundaries about what is important to you, now all of a sudden he's insecure. Do you see, like,
Yes,
his attraction to you is because you're not as available as you were in the first place. Do you see my point?
Uh-huh.
Now, when you were openly available to him for anything and everything, he was fine with that. He had he didn't mind blowing you off. He didn't mind he's laying in bed with you talking about other hot girls and all of this, and then you were feeling funny. Now when the shoe was on the other foot, now all of a sudden I just went limp and blah, blah, blah. What's happening is he feels insecure because you're asserting your boundaries. And this is the thing you
so
have
he's not
to
get a win now. He's got to get a win by
Well,
trying to
it's
say that
not
you
even
did
that-
something wrong. I just went limp.
It ain't even
Yes.
that. It's not even that. What's happening now is that he's losing control, which is ultimately the thing it's going to make him even more attractive to you. So all the shit that he's talking is just horse shit, because he's falling more into you because of the fact that you're setting boundaries, and you're saying that because love is always conditional. I don't give a fuck what it is. Whatever the condition is. Even if you say, look, you can do whatever you want, and then you come home and and your boyfriend is fucking your dad, you were like, hey, that's too far. There's always a point where it's too far. So it's always conditional. So what I'm saying is, so let me ask you this. What is your question? What's your question first?
Well, then the following day, the next morning, I texted him like, yo, I understand, because I have to come with a little bit of compassion knowing his backstory, and I'm an older one here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I understand you're upset. I hope you have a great day. And, nothing. And then, prior to our whatever happened, he was telling me that he wanted to come through Friday. Wednesday, I went to a dance class. I come back. I get my monthly visitor. So I'm texting him like, "Yo, like, hey, hope
You
hope
do
you're
know that's
having a nice
you do
evening.
know that's
Just
why
letting
they
you
make
know."
you do know that's
Huh?
why they you do know that's why they make red sheets. That's not for decor.
You think that's the first
Huh?
reason that they ever made
Oh
red
yeah,
sheets?
sure.
He
Doesn't run it.
But
it's
I'm just
1647, one of the
I'm just like,
cavemen.
hey, just letting you know because you said something about Friday. I don't have any expectations. I'm just letting you know.
Uh-huh.
I hope all is well. I missed you, missed your cuddles, besitos, nothing. And it's been nothing for 2 weeks.
Okay.
And I didn't do anything wrong.
You didn't do anything.
But he's angry and he's hurt, so he wants to.
So
Like,
now he's trying to punish
hurt
you.
yeah.
He's trying to punish you. Listen,
So
go to.
what is the question is I'm kind of conflicted because I don't, if he does text back, I'm kind of like, do I fight fire with fire and not
No,
text
you don't
back,
never.
or do I just say no? You don't.
You don't fire. Here's what you do.
No.
You say, listen, if I hurt your feelings, then be honest and open about how you hurt me. How I hurt your feelings, so I make sure that I don't do it again. But understand something. I don't have this youthful energy to go back and forth, and we not really discuss the problem. The problem is he thinks because you're unavailable that all of a sudden now you have value because you were so available in the first place. Which when we first spoke, that was your problem. Your problem was that you were so available and he was just like nonchalant about everything. Am I correct?
Yeah.
And now the tables have turned. But the tables have turned because he's younger and he's immature. Now he may not have the emotional maturity to kind of deal with this in a way that you could. That's why you have to slam on the brakes and then talk to him like he's an adult. Say, listen, if I said something's wrong, then just tell me. I care about you. Like what you said was, I miss you. I miss your cuddles. I can't wait to see you. Like. You're being. I mean, and I have to assume that was honest, right?
Yes, very much so.
So
Very nice.
if you're being honest, right, and then just because you didn't understand where he was coming from, doesn't make you a culprit. Doesn't make you did anything wrong.
But let me ask you this, Dante, because I feel like if this situation was in reverse and it was a guy and the woman didn't text him back for 2 weeks, you would say, and I would say, don't. Move on. Don't worry about it until she hits you back.
I'm getting to that.
Okay. All right.
When do not keep. I was going to just say that. Do not keep pursuing him. He's on purpose trying to punish you. When he calls up, you go, "Hey, what's up?" And I was just da 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 da. You go, listen. Then you have to set the boundaries. Listen, if you don't want to talk anymore, we could just stop. I'll do my dance class, and I'll send Dante some pictures and splits. A couple standing split pictures would be nice in my DM. I'm just saying.
He needs some pirouettes.
I said it was standing split. Please speak for
Don't
yourself.
ruin his thing.
My point.
He likes a certain type of dance, apparently.
My point is, you have to set these boundaries because otherwise, this is going to repeat itself. It'll just go tit for tat. He gets mad at you, then you get mad at him, and because this is what I told you. This is what I told you when you were feeling insecure about him not being available to you. I go, you have to understand he's doing what he wants to do, right?
Yeah.
And
he has every right.
He has every right. And so do you. Have every right.
And part of this feels like she's just chasing him because he's kind of doing this. Because for women, I feel like they don't like. Then why else would she chase him? Because she's a woman. She's got options.
She likes him.
Well, no, it's the thing. It's the how do I explain it? There's
she likes
some
him.
history there to it. Yeah, I do like him, but there's some
it doesn't matter what the history is,
that I don't
though.
have enough time to say.
This is what he is now.
Say that again. Hold on. Say again.
Natalie, say it. What you were saying. I interrupted you.
Why I'm still in it is because there was some things that he confessed to me that was very private, and I don't know why he did that. And I've asked him before. He was dealing with a significant loss of a family member, a younger sister, and he confided me in it. He asked
Well,
me
so
out at work, and I said no. But I think I'm just really overplaying this story, and I need to let it go.
You are overplaying the story, but the bottom line is that you like him.
Yeah, of course.
But whether you
I feel very safe with him.
but whether you like him or not doesn't give him the right to just run ripshod over what your boundaries are.
Right.
And so when he calls back, you have to make it clear that this type of childish behavior is unacceptable. And if he's not willing to, like, you'll see what his response is by his actions. You got to go, listen, I can't, I like you a lot, but this kind of emotional kind of roller coaster that you're trying to put me through is, I don't have space for this. So
Right.
I like you and you like me. We can like each other. I don't want to push you in a way where it's uncomfortable, and nor do I want to be uncomfortable. But you're assuming that because other things in my life is important to me, that you can't, that I don't care about you because I like other things. Other things are important to me, and it's just not true.
Right. No.
And there's things that are important to him.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not.
And I respect it. And I respect it.
And if
because
he can't do that, then this is the whole thing where we talked about in the first place, was him being this young dude who really just is not emotionally mature enough. But what you do is you draw the line in the sand, not in terms of it being an ultimatum, but you go, hey, this is not, I'm not cool with this. And then you wait and see what the response is. And whatever the response is after that is the answer.
Right. Right.
If somebody says to me, it doesn't even have to be a line in the sand. If somebody says they're with me and I don't like when you do that, I stop doing it. You see how simple it could be if you're just honest with each other?
Yeah.
And if you tell me I don't like when you do this and I don't give that much of a fuck about you to change it, I'm like, yeah, well, this is how it's going down. Rock out with your cock out, because I'm doing what I do.
Right.
And I'm not mad at you because you don't want to fit into my mold, and you can't be mad at me. And sometimes we just outgrow each other and it's time to move on.
I know.
And that's okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. It's just the punishment, just
Yeah, you don't let nobody emotionally hold you hostage and punish you.
No.
We don't negotiate with terrorists.
That's just childish and mean.
You know?
It's an attempt to just be mean, and it should make you think less of that person that they would resort to that.
It's immature
for no reason.
But you have to say, we talked about this in the first place. We already said that he's immature, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So this is also par for the course.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, listen, I have one more question.
Go
So, the dancing thing, I went ahead because I'm going to be off for the summer. I work
more.
for the school system.
Tell me more about the dancing.
And so I went ahead.
Ah, boy.
I went ahead and because I'm like looking for a job because I don't want to tap into my savings. And I was like, should I just go and apply for a waitress at a strip club? And I went and did that yesterday. And they were like, come back tonight.
Here we go.
To talk to somebody at 10 to 12. And then my friend, he was like, listen, you're not just going to want to be a waitress. You're going to want to be a stripper. I don't know. I've never done this before. But, huh?
That's how they get you.
Yeah. Yeah,
just
we
bring this drink over there, topless.
Yeah. We just need somebody to wash dishes. That's fine. Yeah, topless.
Oh my God, your homeboy is too much with the one with the glasses on.
Well,
he's ridiculous.
We both have glasses.
Both of them.
Both have glasses
not
on,
the
yeah.
one with the maroon. The other one with the suited and booted. He needs to stop.
What? Stop
He's
what?
too much.
Predicting the future?
This is
telling you
too
what?
funny.
You know? Why are you asking? You know why you're asking, Natalie. Why else are you asking?
Natalie, do you want to you feeling like strip? You want to try stripping a little bit?
I have the body to do it.
Here we go.
I have the dance moves to do
Now,
it.
when you say you
Here
have the
comes
body
the
to do it,
nutcracker.
shut up.
Yeah.
When you say you have the body to do it, describe it for me. Describe it.
Here
for
we
me.
go.
Just a little bit.
Well, I have. How do I say it? I have a nice booty. I have small titties, but I have a thigh gap, and I have everyone that I go to. Everyone that I work with
Mm.
has like I can see them like looking at my butt. They don't understand. They're like, how the fuck is this bitch 41 years old and she's got a rockin' body? I don't have any kids. I've never been married, but I've taken dance classes all my life. So they just don't. It's
Because you
something
gotta
that
dance
just
his
happens,
body.
and you look in the mirror and you're just kind of like, oh my god, look what I have. You know what I mean?
I'm
Where
gonna
other
right up
people my
front. I'm
age-
gonna say delicious, but that's neither. Listen,
You can do what you want to do, Natalie.
yeah.
If that's what you want to do, by all means, go ahead and do it. But just if you don't want to do it, do not be in the vicinity of a strip club doing other jobs, no matter what they tell you, because that's how it happens. You start out, I'm just going to serve some drinks. I'm just going to take out the trash, and then somebody doesn't show up.
I'll tell you this. When it comes, I know I want to be serious about something. When it comes to strip clubs, here's something that I've always learned. You have to set your sexual boundaries before those boundaries are questioned. Okay? What I mean by that is, well, you need to figure it out before you take a job. When I first started stripping, I was like, I would never sell my dick for any price, right? But I said that when nobody wanted to buy it. nobody.
Nothing on the market.
There was nobody.
Before you went public.
I could have had a fucking full sellout. Everything must go, and nobody wanted to buy. But then when I got more famous in the business, then I started. Women wanted to pay.
Now the offers are coming in.
But because I had spent so many times saying. I would be at a kid's birthday party. I was like, I would never sell my dick. And he was like, what? This is
Why?
not a birthday.
No one's asking.
Where'd you hire this clown from?
And so that when I finally did get pressed to sell it, so I remember, I was doing a show for high-priced call girls over by the UN building, right? They had a call girl, house of ill repute by the UN building, and all the sheiks and stuff would go over there, and they would partake.
Pump for oil.
Yeah.
Pump for oil.
And so they hired me because one of the girls, actually, it's funny you say pump for oil. She got this sheik that got her a 8-carat diamond ring. It was ridiculous. The Rock was ridiculous.
Middle Eastern Nora over here.
And they hired me to dance, they did a bachelor party with all the call girls and me, right? And I did the show, and they said, well, do you do extras? And I was like, no, I would never sell my dick, because I had said it so many.
You were ready with the answer, finally.
Ready to answer. Now, had I have not set that boundary, right, I'd have been like, well, I mean, how much you got,
I'd be in Dubai right now.
and so what happened was I was able to come with that answer, and they were like, I was so definitive that they didn't even question that, right? The problem is, not a problem, but I was like, look, but if I like her, she's attractive, I like her, she wants, we could, let's hook up. So I want, because here's...
Wait, you did it for free?
Yeah. And
because that's different. It's different. Once
you sell it, you can always sell it. Now, when somebody presses you, let's say for some reason I ended up with a drug habit, right? And I need, so let's say they paid me, they would have easily paid me $500 to fuck this girl, right? And this was in the 90s. But now I got a drug habit. Now I need $50.
Sure.
Right.
So now I'll do it for 50. Then the question is, what happens? So I'll give you a quick story. There was a stripper by the name of a friend of mine. Actually, Punisher knew him, hung out with him.
The Iron Fist.
Yeah.
His name was Deep Stroke. Right?
Deep Stroke. So much worse than the Iron Fist. So much worse than the comic heightening that Jonathan was trying.
I was trying to get the Defenders together.
Yeah, my life is way more interesting than anything you can think of. And so this woman approached him and said, listen, I want, her and her husband approached him and said, listen, I'd love to fly you down to Miami. I want you to fuck my wife. And
Amen.
And he was like, I'm not really comfortable with that. And he was like, how about $2,000? And we'll give you first class tickets. And he was like, I guess I'm going. he hung out with them for the weekend. He got cool with them. And then a week later, he was like, look, I want you to come down and fuck my wife, but I want to watch this time. He was like, I'm a little uncomfortable with that. He was like, $5,000, right?
Wow.
He was like, I guess let me pack my bags. Then he was like, listen, I want us to fuck my wife. He was like, I'm not really comfortable being in the $10,000. He goes,
That's a lot of money.
I'm already
Mana
packed.
from the heavens.
Yeah.
Oh my God. How much to cross swords?
So that's the thing. Then the next thing was,
Hey, my wife's busy. How much to just fuck me?
How to fuck me.
Oh, wow.
Now, he said he didn't do it. But here's the thing.
But he had a new gold Rolex while he was saying it, while he was
Dude,
pointing?
Here's my thing. I don't ever want to be in a position where I have to question my morality to that point. I don't want to get to that point. Because what if he says, what if the guy says $50,000? And he says, nah, I'm straight. Then he goes, $150,000. Then he goes, no, I can't. I'm just not my thing. He goes, $250,000. Like, I don't want to be in that position where I have to make that decision.
You start to weigh in the pros and cons.
I don't either. I just want to have fun and just be in a different
Here's what I'm saying,
environment
Natalie.
for a little bit.
Make sure that you set your boundaries.
Try the arcade. Sorry.
What you will do.
There are other options for fun.
What you will do is already laid out what your boundaries are, and then never cross those boundaries. Okay?
Okay.
And then have a few laughs, and don't forget my DMs. Okay?
I don't have social media. I'd give you like a little, cash for the for the
Dante,
advice.
the
but
comedian.
I don't have anything, babe.
Listen.
But you know what, Besitos, I'm looking at you, babe, and you're gorgeous.
Thank you.
I love you, and I'm thinking about you, babe.
Thank
okay?
you. All right.
All right.
Thank
What's
you,
the name
Natalie.
of this
Thanks for
club?
coming.
The strip club?
Yeah, where is the strip
We're
club,
coming.
and what nights are you serving drinks for the first night?
Thanks, Natalie. I appreciate you.
Best of luck, Natalie. Do what you want, but be careful.
Um,
What happened to just starting an OnlyFans page? You're just going old school
Oh,
with
she's
it.
old school.
Yeah, you know what? She's of an older generation. That's the interesting
Wait a
part.
minute.
You're right, because she's like 40, she said. So
She wants to get out of the house.
$25 on the Cash App from
Hey,
Darren Walden.
mazel
Thank you,
tov.
brother. I appreciate you. I knew my phone wasn't on. Big shouts to Xavier. Xavier sent me $5. Xavier sent me $5 on Sunday, and I didn't even go live. He
that's
sent
so
me
nice.
let me
$5
pull up the laptop
today,
to
and
make sure
then
I
sent
see
me
him.
another $5 today. And Will Baggs sent me also $10. Thank you, Will. You're the best, man. Thank y'all. I'm sorry I didn't shout this out. I'm sorry I didn't see it, but thank y'all so much.
Dante, we also got a super chat. $10 from Medic82. Take that advice you gave to Sean from upstate, clip it, and TikTok it so it goes viral. Stop playing with your gems.
Oh, hey, love that. That's a good
I
one.
missed that one. All right, I got to rewatch.
Wow.
Wait, read that one more
Whoa.
time. Read that one more time.
He said, take that advice you gave to Sean from upstate, clip it, and TikTok it. It'll go so viral. Stop playing with your gems.
All right. I mean, I got a lot of them. Thank you, though. Thank you.
Stop playing with your gems sounds like an old school way of somebody
Yeah.
like stop jerking off, like a dad. Quit playing around with your gems.
Hey,
We got loaded to do.
listen, leave that purple wrench alone. I don't even know what that means. Put the number up. Cash App is up. Please send me some money. Live consultations, 513-202-NER. Today's a special day. We've had 4 women, 5 women, 4 or
What?
5.
It's a record here.
4 women in a row. No dudes. They don't give a shit about me. That's because I've been throwing gems to dudes forever.
Also, dudes tend to listen less. At least women, they'll do some of the advice.
They'll
Dudes
be
will,
like, help me.
yeah, they'll ask for help. Dudes will wait till everything is on fire and the building is burned to
Oh, yeah,
ashes and be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Dante, can I save this or what's going on?
Listen, I've been driving. There's a quarter tank left. I'm in the Sahara Desert with no water and no gas. Can you help me out? I'm like, sure, I guess. But yeah, 513-202-NERO. Phone line is up. Call in. Yeah, what was I talking about?
I see. Don't do it, Natalie. And they go, I'm gonna be there throwing money at you, like, yo, ma, you ain't gotta do this no more. I want to save you from this. That's from
Oh, save
Frank.
you. Wow.
Yeah.
She's plugging her appearance tonight.
He's not going to. He's just saying he will. That's
will.
the mentality. You don't got to do this no more.
Natalie, if you're listening, you already got a fan base.
Yeah.
They're trying to get at you. Dancer's body. Oof, jeez.
We're like, you got focus here, man. We got people to help.
And a
Focus.
thigh gap.
You need a cold shower? What's going on?
I mean, I'm too old to need a cold shower. I just do like this.
You will it away?
Yeah.
You
That's how I get it up to. Now.
Oh boy. I don't know, man. You got so much wisdom. I didn't know that's gonna happen. Did you?
Yeah,
Jonathan?
no,
I had no idea. That's
There
what.
was gonna be some like fucking Looney Tunes type shit over here.
Yeah, man.
Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah. By the power.
I put inner
Of Mandingo.
I put enough inner pressure. You know, like those stress valves where you squeeze them and the eyes pop out. Boop. So, or more like boop. A little deeper. 513-202 NERO. Yeah, I it's weird how when we talk about Kevin Samuels, no name above his.
No name. No name above that name. Our Lord and Savior.
This is the thing. This was always my critique about him. Like, here's 4 women that called in with 4 different situations. Younger men, there's like older women who have an opportunity to date younger men. And what would Kevin Samuels say? Bitch, you finished.
Yeah, scream at
Bitch,
them.
buy a dog.
Nobody wants you.
Nobody wants
Jump off a bridge with a boulder strapped to you. Well, thanks, Kevin. And the worst part is, it's your fault, women. You would keep calling in. I don't know how that show wasn't done in 1 week. Don't get me wrong. Entertaining is all hell, but
Well, you know,
I don't know how it just wasn't.
I have a theory about why they would call.
Why is that?
Because a lot of women have been through so much of personal abuse that, and I say this all the time, when you grow up with personal abuse, right, in your household, you seek it out. So Kevin Samuels was giving women what they wanted, which was abuse. They called in to get shitted on. So if you were 40 years old, 190 pounds,
5 kids
with 2 baby daddies, and you call up Kevin Samuels, think you're gonna win that, like, why would you call that dude?
You think that was just directly wanting the abuse? But the ego of a woman is pretty strong.
But it's also, they know they're gonna get it.
I guess, but
When did they not get it?
I don't know, man.
Was
You're not wrong, but
That's like, I'm gonna show up at the KKK rally.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, why don't you turn that country music off and put on some Wu-Tang? Like, what's wrong with you fuckers?
these guys were rude to me. They're just downright nasty. Some of the language, don't care for it. Not right.
Nasty. 513-202 NERO. Thank y'all so much, man. I love it when the ladies call in.
A lot
dope,
of them dealing
dope.
with young guys, huh?
Yeah, I mean, because there's something attractive about a woman an older woman carries herself differently. Plus, they know they're, man. Oh my God.
Well, they have experience, and they also play less games than younger women. They're
it's like,
more direct.
I'm trying to get the D. You're trying to. Like, you motherfuckers are playing. Look, and you, like, anytime I've ever dealt with a younger girl, right? It is a event trying to get the D. Ooh, wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Look, an older woman
It just
like
slips right in, and those older women.
Listen, an older woman goes.
She takes out a leather strap and just bites down like it's a Civil War doctor. Just, are you all right? No, just go. Just keep going.
Okay, let's get it pumping.
She's just like, that's what older women are like. Sorry.
Oh,
They
they
know their
experience.
They know their body.
They know their
This is
body.
not- Doug, I remember I was going to tell you got to call. Can't
Let's
get
take
to
the
it. There
call.
it is. Let's go. What's your name? Where you calling from, family?
Claude in Cincinnati.
What's your name, bro?
Claude.
Claude.
Like Jean-Claude.
Claude, what's going on? How can I help you, brother?
Hey, I just wanted to make a quick comment about the Chomo,
Chomo.
That's
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
Chomo.
woman.
Harry, do you know about
Yeah,
Chomo?
I don't know. What is that?
No.
Abbreviations for something?
Yes,
What is
Yes.
Lord,
What would you think it
child.
is?
Chomo?
Yeah, Chomo.
Chomo? I would assume that the word homosexual is
No,
in the thing. No.
it's a child molest. Cho.
Oh, yeah, in a
Okay,
prison
but-
thing. Yeah,
right,
yeah,
but,
yeah,
but,
yeah.
Okay.
but Claude,
Yeah.
what's your
I guess it's a good thing I didn't know what
yeah,
that
that's
is.
good. You-
Chomo, of course.
Yeah, yeah, Chomo. We all know Chomos.
I was just Googling that
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah, I didn't know either at first. I actually wanted to call about the woman though, and one of the comments that she had made about preference.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys ever had thought about it this way before, but I had friends that had sent some stuff about the types of people they like, and I realized it was like, oh, you're not talking about preference. And actually, somebody else that I was talking to about this mentioned this, but they said it's exclusion. So, like, I had started telling people, like, when we get into these conversations about, like, oh, I just prefer X and X type of people, I say, well, I like lamb meat, but it's expensive. But that don't mean I'm going to stop eating hamburger and chicken and everything else.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Well, I think even when somebody says that, you have to ask the question, would you not like a little steak every once in a while? Like there's a thing, like there's a comic friend of mine. He has like bad Asian fever, yellow fever, Asian fever.
I'm a little like that too.
I mean, like
Not real bad. I love everybody,
a Chinese girl, Japanese girl walk in the room and he is fixate, like he can't. He's so like he just looked predatory when they were, it's like for me, I get it because he can have a preference, but it was literally like where actually I know two people like this, and
I know a whole porn category. Like that.
and one of them would even date Asian girls that were hideous,
Really?
like
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
just hard, but just all they had to do was be Asian. So I guess you'd have to act.
Just white girls with squinty eyes.
You'd have to. I think you'd have to ask.
Hanging out.
Is what you said is like, yeah, I'm a lamb lover, but do you eat steak too? Do you enjoy a little
Just a
chicken?
question.
Yeah.
How come we never got together?
Yeah.
And, she was a white girl, at the time. Well, like I said, I'll be attracted to anything or whatever. But nonetheless, and I'm a black dude, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So she was just like, oh, well, I just prefer white guys. And, she said it in that way that she felt uncomfortable saying it. But the thing was, too, was that her history with white guys was that she was the type of person I believed would date a criminal white guy, in and out of jail and stuff, which was some of those, pretty much a lot of them were.
Good crossover.
And, rather than a decent.
Sounds pretty black to me.
It reminded me of the woman, too, when the question was asked. I'm sorry, I don't know the gentleman's name with the glasses.
Both of them.
The other comedian. But when he said the thing, when he made the joke about, would you do a 52-year-old lesbian versus a 30-year-old, it reminded me, like,
Well, that's you.
that idea, if you were removed, if you couldn't get the X, Y, and Z that you prefer, would you just never be with anybody ever again?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to bring that up and see if y'all had ever thought about it that way, because I usually say that to people when they go, I just prefer, and I go, is it really prefer, or would you, like, what if you were stuck on an island or something, in a plane crash?
I think it could be both, but I think that's a reasonable question to ask, but I think you got to ask and then assess the answer when somebody says it, Like,
but at that point, I've heard it as an excuse. I think with me a lot.
But
it's like,
I'm gonna tell you,
it's just like nothing's wrong with me, And it's like, but you're over here with this. Okay,
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. Harry knows who I'm talking about. It was somebody who we know well that we hit it off really great, but she had a really racist family.
Yeah, I remember that. I mean, I wasn't there for it, but I remember that.
And I was, and I was like, I was the black version of everything that she likes. Big dude, bald head, kind of roughneck, smack a dude in the mouth, like all of those things.
Sure.
But she, in her mind, she was like she's very family oriented because it's racist.
You couldn't come over to Sunday dinner.
Racists usually are, but they very family oriented. But there was
close.
There's no way that she could have brought me home to her family.
Gonna ruin Sunday sauce, man.
Yeah, it would have not. It just could not have been.
They wouldn't have been okay with that.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
And so yeah.
And so you people are always they're also looking at a lot of times they're looking at what are the pressures that they're gonna have to deal with to, to cross that racial line, especially if they got family members who are fucking savages. So,
and too often people don't want to confront their families. I always think that's funny that people get so nervous about dinners, and it's like, not to bring like a big political thing or all that into it, but it's kind of hard to be like, we're going to solve problems in any kind of like society when you can't even talk to people at a dinner. Your own family, the people.
Yeah,
but then it's like,
but you also you have like, here's the funny thing, and I remember her dating this guy. The guy she was dating, right, was an Italian guy, right, who like he freaked out because she fell asleep and didn't get his call, and then made her come out, get in the car, like it was like 12 degrees, and she got in the car because he was freaking out. He's like, I'm gonna come and kick the fucking door in, and so she ran out and got in his car in her pajamas, and like slippers, and she's in the car, and then he drives off, and then he parks with the door next to a
pole or
pole,
like cement barricade
for an overhang or overhead highway.
A pillar.
Yeah, and then he was smacking her around, and she couldn't get out. But she didn't want to discuss the black guy that she.
Yeah, but he could come over for dinner on Sundays without a problem.
Absolutely, she loved him. Her mom loved him.
It's a nice dinner. We finish football, 60 minutes, and then we have sauce. It's fine. It's fine.
Look, put a little ice on that. It's fine.
Well, that's the point. Like we hurt ourselves by closing ourselves off to things, and then we ended up causing ourselves more pain because we think we're all wrapped up in like the wrong things of what bother us instead of being open to what's here in this moment.
And how many of our parents are really happy with who they are? Like, how many of them? How many parents who have got it all figured out, where they're happy with their situation and in a loving, healthy relationship?
Yeah. Ooh, I could go an hour on mine alone.
Yeah.
I say that a lot. It's, I don't look at it because people often ask me like what I'm taking in school, but I was 1980. Actually, I forgot. Today's my birthday, June 10th.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Yeah, 45 days. But, parents awesome. Are 70 or getting up to there, and,
lost
things because they're basically indoctrinated. I would say there's a lot in this world still of certain generations that just, we're told like this is the way it is. Don't really question stuff. They have a hard time.
Yeah.
I noticed this with like learning new things and stuff because, it amazes me whenever we'll ask a younger person to figure out a device for them. That I kind of.
Oh, we lost him.
Yeah, his connection was shitty. Claude, we lost you, bro. The connection was shitty. I don't know if you get to another place where it's a little clear. Whatever. Actually, we're getting ready to shut down in a little bit, but
have a happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday, Claude.
He called in on his birthday. That's so nice.
Yeah. Phone number up. Put the number up. 513-202 NERO. Y'all know the number. The cash app is up. Let me see. DA sent me $50. Thank you, DA. You're nice. The best. You're the best. The money's coming in. That's what I'm talking about. I dropped the gems and they,
They drop dimes.
In the cash. They don't drop dimes. Would not be good. I mean, they would be
They're
telling on
naming
me.
people. Why is it dropping dimes? Dropping a dime on
somebody.
somebody.
Use a phone call.
Oh, so you're ratting somebody out over the phone.
Nobody knows that anymore because nobody
uses a payphone.
Nobody remembers when phone
I don't remember
calls.
it was a dime. Yeah, I was like, I thought it was a quarter.
Yeah, well.
Yeah,
is that how you know
it's
how
an
old you
old-timey
are?
frame. Yeah. I mean, we only know that from old movies. That's the only time I know that. Hey, Dante, quick question. Since there's telephone booths don't exist, how much fucking did you do in telephone? How many times do you think you fucked somebody in a telephone booth?
Well, we didn't. Let me think.
I mean, because it's not roomy.
We didn't have telephone booths.
You didn't have telephone booths?
I was a kid when we were telephone booths. I'm trying to think.
I remember growing up, there was telephone booths around.
There used to be telephone booths in the city all over the place.
I don't remember fucking in a telephone. I must have been,
Mandingo couldn't even fit in a telephone.
I mean, you were always a big, muscular dude, so it might have been a problem.
Telephone booth, shit. I remember I was somebody, I won't say fairly recently, but trying to give me head in my truck and I was like,
No room in the truck.
Yeah, I'm not gonna break my rib.
I hear that. That's such like an older guy thing where you're like, listen, I want to be comfortable. You know,
Yeah.
I had a girl be like, fuck me on the floor. I'm like,
on the
why?
floor.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
kill-
I
My
wanna
knees
fuck
are gonna
you
be a
on the-
nightmare after that. What are
Exactly.
you
I was like,
talking
are you
about?
kidding me? I gotta get knee pads out.
Are you-
Gotta go to my old fucking rollerblades. I'm like, what is happening?
I'm get very Jewish on the floor.
On the floor?
Why?
I just had it
Are you
waxed.
kidding? No.
This
Let's
is
go to the
crazy.
bedroom.
I don't want to. I have diverticulitis. My ribs hurt sometimes. Osteoporosis. I'll crack a rib in here.
Comfort first. Comfort first.
513-202.
Somebody asked in the chat, how do you spice up the love life in your relationship? Maybe we can ask that. Tips on spicing up your love life with your lady.
Do something
Here's-
different and
here's some-
unexpected,
do some-
especially sexually, like something that you've never done to really throw her
Here's
off.
what you do. Eat her butt, right? And then just run out of the house. Just run.
Mysteriously.
And just bark. And then run out.
That'll shake things up, you know? That'll clear the batter out of the strike zone a little bit. You know, as she hears the ignition of the car turn on, you're like,
Don't even ask. Just pull the jeans up, just pull them off, and just eat her butt, and then run out of the house. Like full, not jogging, like full run, like
full
you-
run, sprint.
Oh, sprinting, wow.
a
dash.
like 100-yard dash.
Going to marathon.
Right.
Okay. All right, there you go. That answers your
Come
question.
back with some ice cream and act like nothing ever happened.
That answers your question, Simply
how
Deep
you
1985.
been? I would say do something different. And why not ask? I often go, I just don't understand why guys will not ask. Yo, is there anything you? And then if they don't come up with something, then eat her butt and run out of the house. But I mean, always try.
You have
You
to
know.
build, I guess, a comfortable communication about sex to begin with, because if out of nowhere you just start asking, like, and women get very shy about that because they don't want you to judge them by what they don't want to answer something wrong and then
Yeah.
you judge them as
It'd
a
be
man.
great
that's right.
if you brought your football team and they, like, whoa.
You got a phone booth anywhere?
Yeah.
I always
If you
wanted to
could bring your
fuck in a
hockey
phone
team
booth.
and they all fuck me.
Oh,
you watch,
jeez.
you're like, wow.
The entire team, even the backup goalie, especially the backup goalie.
But that's hilarious though. Like, I love her so much. All I want to do is connect with her and understand how to please her more. And then she's like, I want to fuck a whole basketball team. Like, it is over.
Yeah, that's a little rough. That's what women are scared of.
No double dribbling for me.
I've seen that. There's a video where this guy, he says, what's the craziest thing you ever done, Sam? She's like, one time I hooked up with 10 guys and he's like, how long y'all been together? 2 years?
2 years.
She goes, it's okay. It was before you. And he goes,
I think you're missing the point, sweetie.
he goes,
I didn't think it
"It's-"
happened
he
while I
goes,
was in the house.
It's over. But there's somebody out there that wants a girl.
Somebody that doesn't have an ego.
that
You have
wants
to find.
watch 10 guys.
And a
fuck
lot of
girl. I've
daddy
seen
issues.
I've seen it. I'll send you the clip.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
Well, how
that.
about some of these girls, like Betty Blue, or what the fuck's her name is?
The chick that's
Or another
one who-
chick ended up in the hospital.
Yeah, a
'cause she
couple of
fucked
them
so
have ended
many
up in-
people, These
like
Australian
5,000
girls.
Well,
guys. or
I'll
something.
tell you what that is. This is this new generation of OnlyFans chicks who don't do the work that our porn stars in the past used to
Natalie.
do. You'd build up, You wouldn't just go to 100 dudes. You'd start at a
we gotta go.
threesome. Oh, we got to
We gotta
wrap
shut it
up.
down. Yo,
I was just going to talk about threesomes and
That's
stuff.
all right.
Oh, what a shame.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, real quick, Darren and Xavier and Will Bags and Da. Thank y'all for the Cash App and the money y'all sent. And thank you all the ladies for calling. I really appreciate y'all coming in. You want to plug something,
Yeah, follow me across social media at Jonathan Randall.
Harry?
You could catch all my stuff at Harry Turjanian. That's all my social media. And also, if you like what we're doing here, please sign up for the Patreon, patreon.com/manschool202. That's where we do all the bonus content and extra episodes. And, we will answer your questions on Patreon. That's what the bonus content is based on.
Yeah. Everything Dante Nero. Also subscribe on both Men's School and Dante Nero. Appreciate you. One-on-one consultations, DanteNero.com. Click on consult. GYBB, get your balls back. WWDD, what would Dante do? The Sexual Revolution's being podcasted. We out. Peace.
Men's School 202. Better hear what I've got to say because you won't get it again.
I'm not an alpha male. I'm not a beta male either. I'm just a better man. Better man. Well, put your happiness first, because if you don't, they won't.